All right, howdy folks. Let me switch to the right scene here. There we go. Pikmin 4 sounds like fun, Sparkle. I haven't played much of the Pikmin stuff, but it seems like it looks like it's going to be fun, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh, stubbing your toe is the worst. I hate that. That's actually the first bone I ever broke was my pinky toe, and I broke it running it into a door. So there you go. Okay, so we're working on the food paint challenge again this Tuesday. And let me make sure this is still connected. Yes, okay, good. This week, it's some I was about to say strawberries. That's not right. Brain, where did that come from? Tomatoes. That's the same toe that I broke. Sparkle, so be careful. That's also the ankle that I broke, so bad time to be my left appendages, I guess. I'm a little nervous about doing the knife here. I don't know why I'm nervous about that, but I guess maybe the reflections and the light are what's messing with me. I don't know. We'll just get going and it'll be fine. I'm like on high panic alert this week, and I have been for the past couple days, so I haven't been doing great. Not gonna lie, but can make it through that. I'll be fine. Just need to accept my own limitations, perhaps. I guess I want to do blue for the pencil line since the majority of it is red. Oh, that sounds uncomfortable, Sparkle. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Sippy on it. Hi, Graham. I haven't even started doing anything yet. Stretching. Oh, did you hear my shoulder pop? Say something nice about yourself. I'm really pleased with how hard I worked yesterday and how much I got done. One of the things that I get to talk about today is the massive amount of original art that I'm going to be putting up for sale throughout this month. I made a post for my Patreons yesterday. Stuff will start going up that isn't claimed on the 7th. Well, I'm glad it doesn't hurt, Sparkle. But almost all of my Year of Lyrics project is going to be going up for sale. A lot of that's going to be prints too. So even if you can't buy an original, you can still get some cool art. I don't know that I've talked about the Year of Lyrics project on here super much, but one of the first like big projects that I did and what actually encouraged me to start a Patreon was doing a typography piece of a song lyric every single week with a lyric that I related to from a song. I think I actually have my typography commission thing in here somewhere so you can see some of it. Yeah, right here. So these are some of the ones that I did. So these pieces are going to be for sale. My Patreons get the first whack at those. But if they don't claim anything, those are going to start going up for sale throughout the month on my Ko-fi shop, and prints for some of them, not all of them, will be available in my imprint. Yeah, so that's super exciting. I miscalculated when I announced this yesterday. I actually have 71 pieces of original art that are going to be going up for sale, which is like a lot, which is why I'm spreading it out a bit. If I had to do 70 listings all at once, I might just lose my entire mind. Did you like how I turned that into a self-plug? I think that was very clever of me. Are you right-handed, Sparkle? Because I find that I'm right-handed as well, so a lot of the times I'm like less connected to my left side as a whole. Yeah, that might be part of it. I don't know how official that is really, but it seems like it would make sense. Although my right eye is actually my worst eye. I have better vision in my left eye. So I'm hoping to do, I haven't thought about this too hard, honestly, because I've been freaking out about other stuff, but I kind of want to do more style stuff this time. So less realism and more like kind of blocky and weird, honestly. I just want to have fun, I guess, is what I'm saying. Get like the idea of the shapes and not necessarily the reality of the shapes, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I do like how this one little seed right there is just super clear and obvious. I think this is more angled. Is it kind of, was it that? I feel like I'm not getting that quite right. Maybe because I made that flat line. I think that's closer. Oh, I also, something else I'm reminding myself I need to do. I got a request on TikTok of a Pokemon to draw from memory, so I need to do that later today too. And I get to hang up my new curtains, which is always exciting. I got some, the curtains that we have up in most of the rooms in our house came with the house. So they're making that go too far. And our house was built in like the early 70s, so they're a little old. Getting some new ones with some colors that I like better. I definitely need to get new curtains for downstairs too, which is a weird window shape. So I might end up actually making those myself because they're like custom ones. Like it would need to be a custom because it's like a half covered basement, you know, so it's half in ground and then you have like the small window, but it's like really long. Let's see if I can remember the measurements off the top of my head. It's like 96 inches long and the window is like skinny, so it's only like 38 inches high or something. It's a really weird combo that is not a standard curtain size. So let's see. I have another guy come up with this here. My desk has also arrived. That's an exciting thing. I still have some cleaning up to do before I can get it properly set up. But it's getting there. I think maybe part of why I'm nervous about this knife is just the forced perspective. I think that'll mostly have to come through shading. I think I need to move the line of the cutting board here a little bit. I think that'll be better. Okay, one more tomato guy in the back here. I don't know why I call everything guy. That's too high up. Because it should be... There we go. Kind of like just barely hitting the line of that other one. And this is making me want tomatoes so bad. I love tomatoes, but in Alaska, they're never good tomatoes. It's almost always just like the saddest tomato that has traveled so long and gave up on life long before it reached you. Don't get me wrong, I still eat them. That's how much I love a tomato. But they're a little sad. Whenever I go down to the lower 48, I always eat tomatoes because like even winter tomatoes in the lower 48 are way better than what we get up here. Lower 48 is what we call the continental US, in case that isn't clear for people. I tend to spout off stuff like that without realizing that not everybody lives here, so they don't know that. Now I should put the command for the Year of Lyrics thing in the chat. Honestly, I kind of wish that I didn't have to give my Patreons a full week before I could start posting things because I'm feeling it. But rules are rules, even if I made them up myself. But almost all of these pieces were not. Streamlabs, please? Are you not awake? Oh, I guess Streamlabs hasn't joined us today. That's fun. Let's see what's going on with that. Did it sign me out? This would be a lot faster if my computer wasn't so overtaxed. Cloudbot, Cloudbot, please. Are you there now, friend? Maybe? Yes, there we go. Okay, so that is the majority of the original pieces that are going up for sale are from that project. So if you wanted to look through all of them, that's the master post with all the links to the individual posts that I've done about them. It's a lot. There are 2 weeks of those that aren't going to be up for sale, the final week and week 19. And that's because that one was a gift, and for the last one, I just want to keep that one. So even if I'm willing to sell the others, I wasn't really willing to sell that one. Okay, let's start slapping some color down here. I think I'm gonna do some watercolor for the background. I think I'm gonna do like a really blue knife, just because that'll be fun. Am I on the right layer? That's a question. Okay, yes, I am. I'm not used to these anymore. I'm more used to the oil brushes I've been using. Uh-oh. It'll be fine. Because I think I kind of want to do a paint thing and then do something a bit more dramatic over the top of it with some more texture. But we'll see. I haven't been doing great mentally the past few days, so I might run out of energy partway through this. Just to be honest with you. I've been having a rough one. So I may realize that I'm not actually feeling it partway through this and need to take a break. I think trying to get the kind of luminous light quality going through the tomatoes is going to be a bit rough, but I guess I'm doing a more kind of cartoony style for this anyway, so I don't need to make it look realistic. I just need to make it look recognizable, I guess. I have this really bad tendency of thinking that if my art doesn't look realistic, then it's not worth something, which is just not even remotely true. Because I do really like looking at realism, and I think that it's impressive to be able to do that. And for some reason, my brain really latched onto that since I was little as like the way to do art, which I guess is also part of the fine art sphere and that kind of stuff, and what gets praised in your art classes and what doesn't. Because like the golden renaissance and stuff like that, the golden age of Dutch painters is very focused on realism, so that does tend to be very highly praised, and rightfully so. I'm not saying that it's a lesser form of art, just that it's one that is very readily accepted as the pinnacle. And I think that there's more to life than that. And that definitely isn't the only kind of art I like looking at. I like looking at a wide variety. But even though that isn't really the style that I do, that is often the style that I try to attain. And I think that that's perhaps not the best thing for me in a number of ways. Now I guess I want to do another layer underneath this to do the cutting board, because I think since it has these kind of fun speckles throughout it, I think I kind of want to do a spray paint brush on it. I think that'll look cool. And I have some cool textures for the top of it. I don't know if you can see because it's pretty small on the layout here. There's like a really cool texture through here. Oh, I just drew that on the wrong layer. Right here. Right through there. I think is really neat. And maybe I have one of my texture brushes will be able to help with that. I do need to make sure that the cutting board doesn't hit the same color as the knife too much. So maybe instead of doing a blue gray, I want to do like an orange gray, a warmer gray. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And I want to use a bigger brush for this. Let's see. Yeah, let's just slap that in. we do have some fun shadows going on with this. So let's see what I can do to get that kind of concept down before I add some texture over the top of it. So we have the way these brushes move pigment around is so interesting. I understand why they did that because that's very similar to what reactivating watercolor pigment would be like, but it can also be frustrating on a digital canvas because I know how to make it move where I want it on like an actual piece of paper, but I don't always know how to predict when it's going to do that on here. I do think that looking back at my old art, because I rescanned everything to do with my new scanner to do prints, and I took new photos to put on listings and stuff like that, because some of my older photos were not the kind of quality that you'd want to see if you were trying to purchase a piece of art, because I wasn't planning on selling them before now. I forgot where I was going with that. I already forgot what I was saying. My brain, man. Times be like that. Oh, about my watercolor. That's what I was saying. Sorry, I'm a little out of it today. I say as if I'm ever in it. But something that I've really noticed going back to my old art to take photos of it is that I really have changed how I use watercolor in the past. Let's see, I started that project in 2021. So just in the past few years, I've really not upped my game exactly, because I don't think there's anything wrong with how I was doing the watercolor before, but I've definitely changed some of my style and have learned how to manipulate watercolors in a new way, which is pretty cool to be able to see that, because when you're in it, you really don't see if you're improving or anything like that. You just know that you're working on this project now and not then you're working on that project and blah, blah, blah. So it's easy to kind of miss that you actually have been progressing. Okay, I'm gonna remove the lines for that just to see, because I think I need to make the edge of this a little bit clearer, which is gonna be a highlight thing. You know what I forgot to do again? Get the glove that makes it so that my hand doesn't move the canvas when I rest it on my iPad. I'm gonna forget that every single time, apparently. That wasn't what I meant. What? Yeah, that's fine. I want to make this like an actual hard edge line here. Probably up top too. I don't know why I've decided so hard that the edge of this cutting board needs to be rounded, but I really have decided. You can't really see it in the reference photo, because I've kind of changed the angle here, which is going to make my life more difficult in a little bit, but that's okay. We aren't going for a 1-for-1. I think I probably actually want to change to a detail brush here. This one, right? Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe a bit too harsh. Let's watch as an artist redraws the same line 35 times. I think that's better. Okay, now let's play with some textures. So I do want to do some spray paint here for the dark pieces in this. I probably need to do that pretty dark to show up, huh? Yeah. But you really only see them in the one side of the cutting board, so we're gonna do that. Just clean up the edge a bit there. Then we're gonna poke a whole bunch of different texture brushes. Where are those one brushes? Here they are. Maybe something like that. Yeah. But we want one that's not quite as dark as that. Ugh, don't like how that one looked. Retry. As long as I don't lift the pen, it won't double the darkness like it did for that. Okay. Clean up the line here. And what I'm going to do is duplicate that layer, shift it a little bit, and then lighten the color so that it looks like a light and shadow of a industrialized pattern. And looks a little bit more textured. I am probably going to do a multiplier and overlay for that one. So let's change the color on this. We can change the opacity here. Let's do overlay for you. Do I want to overlay for you too? Yeah, I think that's better. Ta-da! Textures. So I'll zoom in so you can actually see what's going on there. It's subtle-ish, but I think maybe this needs to move a little bit more or less, or it could just not matter at all. That's fine too. Because this one, you can really see. I guess the other one is basically invisible with the overlay. So let's see here. Yeah, that is pretty subtle. So maybe I want to lighten this one up a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's good for that kind of funky texture. Okay. And once again, I'm going to need to figure out what I want to do for the background on this one. Probably just a flat color gradient. We'll see. Let's go back to the tomatoes. I was using wet on wet for this one. So we want kind of a more yellowy color to go in here. Oh, I want that back for a little bit. Not forever, just until I finish the flat color, and then I will abandon it. Is that too red? Maybe, but I think it's fun. I was outside long enough taking new photos of the stuff I'm gonna put up that I actually got a number of mosquito bites. And there's one on my leg that I didn't notice until like right before I started streaming. But now that I've noticed it, I'm doomed. It's so itchy and I want to scratch it. And I can't stop thinking about it, and it's gonna drive me insane. I only scratched it a little bit before I noticed what it actually was, but it has made it so much worse. Let's see, I mentioned that my desk is here. Did I mention that? I meant to. I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't. I still have some cleaning work to do before I can get that space set up, but it's a step forward, so that's good. Oh, it disconnected. Because of course it did. Anytime I get too focused, it's gonna try and teach me some hubris. I don't think you missed too much though. Okay, back. There we go. Maybe I did actually notice pretty quick. Hopefully, one day I will actually get on top of this and know what I'm doing, but perhaps it is not today. Okay. I think we need a little bit of a yellow to do for like this area in here. Add some green to that at some point too. I guess that's like the core of the tomato. Just need to lay in the seeds, and then I think turn off the sketch layer for a bit. And just kind of poke some tomatoes. The knife, I think, won't be too difficult. Shading metal is usually a bit easier because it's just so dramatic when it changes, like the shift between one shade to another is very dramatic and sharp, so it isn't so bad. These look so blurry right now. I didn't realize that until I took off the sketch layer. That's why you take off the sketch layer, so you kind of vaguely know what's going on. Let's see here. We have a little seed over there. Want a little bit of yellow here. I might do just kind of like a rough watercolor bit and then go over it with some pencil lines. Just because I feel like it, I guess. I do need to fill in more of the color on the tomatoes so that the cutting board isn't showing through so much. Which maybe I want to do that on another layer underneath. Just so that it doesn't change super dramatically. And I can work on changing the actual color over the top of it. Okay, I think that's better. I do want to change from the wet on wet brush soon, just because it gives that kind of more halo-y, blurry look. So it's good for like under layers if you're doing something like this, but you'll want like a sharper line at some point. Or you might not. I will. I don't know why I'm trying to teach this like it's a class. You aren't students. I'm just hanging out. Gosh, one of the artists that is the host for these, there's two hosts. One of them is teaching a class this month on digital painting, and I would really like to take it if I could swing it, but the times are so bad for me. It's a Sunday and it would start at like 4 in the morning my time, and I don't know that I have that in me. As much as I would love to learn from this person because I love their style, I don't think I have it in me to wake up at 4 a.m. and immediately jump into art. Okay. What else do I think I need to do before I move on? I think some lighter colors in a few places, like right here. is kind of a highlight. Here is kind of a highlight. Through here as well. So I think yellow highlight on this is gonna look nice. Now this one is in the back, has more of a white going on, but I'll just do an underlaying of yellow anyway. Okay, let's change the details for a bit here. There's like a wet texture to the tomato that I'm not really sure how to accomplish. Not gonna lie. Let's do some stuff here for a bit. I do need to work on there's a word that my brain is just not finding. Defining the peels and flesh of this a little bit. Which maybe that's not the right color. Probably gonna keep more in the orange camp versus the pink. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be my best work, but I also think that's okay. I think just sometimes as an artist, things, you You just need to do something and work with it. So even if it's not turning out the way you think will look good, sometimes it's just because you're in the middle of it and it's not done yet. And sometimes things are just going to turn out like crap anyway. But at least you made something. Maybe I just want to do squiggles to try and get that wet texture to read. So like wet usually you can do with just highlights, but because of the texture of the tomato, perhaps just doing something kind of like that gives a better texture to it. Yeah, I think maybe I'll continue the kind of squiggle feel here. Some pencil too. I think I'm going to work on the knife for a little bit here. Sorry, I'm just not super chatty today, apparently. I think the opacity on that one needs to go down a little bit. It's a little too intense there. I guess there's a little plop of like seeds and juice on the end of the knife here, and I think I'm going to play that up a bit. I think I need a bit of a stronger highlight on the knife. Thank you for that. Here. So maybe I should do that with some pencil. No, I think this is fine. I do think I need to work on the handle there a little bit as well. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. Still think my tomatoes are a bit too fuzzy, all things considered. I think the back one is suffering a bit. Let's work on you for a little while, buddy. That's a little better. It just doesn't have any huge defining parts for this one like the other ones do, just because of the way it's been cut. I think Tomato and Frank needs a bit more of an oranger hue on this side of it. Let's see. It goes through there, and we have a bit of a shadow change there. There's also a little bit of a reflection from the knife, like right there. But I think adding some blues and like some weird color rim lighting at the end of this with the pencil will be good for that. I don't know that I'm actually fixing what's going on here, but I sure am adding color to it. Yeah, I don't think I like that better. Never mind. I think maybe doing it as another layer and then lowering the opacity a bit is maybe what I would do. Yeah, I think I kind of just want to do some weird line art. I'll call that good. You know what? Let's use random color generator to pick the line color. I'm just going to use Couleurs because I have that. You know what? I have it on my iPad. We can. Where do I have it on my iPad? Here it is. We can do it. Those are not fun. These are more fun. Maybe. I kind of want to do like a hot. I said I was going to randomly generate one, and then I'm just going to click this like 35 times until I find something that I actually like. Yeah, maybe like one of those. The yellow there. I want to do something kind of neon, I think. I think I'm just going to play with it. I changed my mind. Okay, I am on a new layer. I am on the pencil I want to be on. So let's play with some color here. It's like a neon green. What do I think about that? That's fun. Maybe I want to do neon green for the tomatoes and then leave the rest of it kind of sloppy. Or maybe, no, I'm going to do it all in green, and then if I want to change it, I will do that afterwards because I can always use a clipping mask if I want to. I don't know that I like that. Maybe I'm just not going to like this at all today. Because maybe the green is making it feel a little bit too watermelony for me. I think I just don't like it. That wasn't what I meant. I think that's better, but I think it needs another color to it. I like that better than I did before. I do think I want to maybe add some yellow on this layer. Oh, it would help if I changed back to my pencil. Or is that too much? I think if I don't use it everywhere, it'll be okay. Oh, I didn't, I covered up the whole thing here. I actually probably want to put some yellow on that one too. Okay, let's do a crazy background. This is gonna mess everything up. Oh, no, it didn't. Excellent. Okay, do I want the background to be obnoxious? Probably. Let's do... Why did you disconnect? Why do you hate me? Come on. I may redo the background anyway, so you didn't miss much, but you can at least see what I tried to do. There we go. I don't like this. I think I muted the colors a bit too much by throwing too much in there. So I think that maybe doing like something like that. I want that blue back. I don't think I like that either. That's better. Yeah, I like that all right. This is not really what I expected to do today, but it is what happened. I really didn't have the brain power to think about this one too much. Been worrying about other things. I can just see the background through the cutting board because I didn't put a lot of pigment down there, or pixels, I guess. So I'm just clearing out the background because I don't really feel like dealing with that. So I do think that I want to, nah, actually, I changed my mind. Okay, so I'm gonna sign this in a second, but here's what I did, what I done drawed, and here's the reference photo. A little bit of a difference. I wanted to have some more fun with it this time. And I think that was accomplished. Just kind of messing around with it. I don't know, maybe I'll put this one up as a print. Probably not. I did put up the pomegranate and the cherries are up in my end print. If anybody wanted prints of those ones. I think I just did that for the command. I did, okay. So I have that and a bunch of other stuff there, and there will be more stuff going up throughout the month. Thank you, Aster Kitty, and welcome in. Is your laptop treating you better? I hope so. Okay, I think I'm signing this and I think I'm calling it good. I probably want to sign on the top layer. And let's pick a weird color, huh? Actually, about that color. That might look okay. Or it might not show up. Oh, I didn't change brushes. I'm silly. Yeah, Twitch takes up a lot. It really does. I've found since I switched to Firefox, that's been a little better, but it definitely eats up more than it should a lot of the time. What brush was I looking for? I lost. There we go. That's what I was doing. Does that color show up? Kinda. Yeah, I think that's fine. I do think I want it to be a little skinnier. Okay, so after this, I have two options for you. And I can just make the decision. What's today? The 1st, I knew that. It's my birth month. Okay. There we go. I definitely made it a little funky. I don't know, I just love the weird color outlining thing. I'm just really into that lately. Maybe I should try to do it more. So I can either end here, or I can record the draw for memory Pokemon request I got on my TikTok, and you guys can watch me do that. I'm gonna do that today either way, but I could do it on stream. I have drawn the request is Lapras, if I didn't say that before. I have drawn Lapras before, so it might be a little bit of easy mode, but I still think it'll be fun because it has been a while since I drew it. iPod Lapras, who has shown up in chat sometimes here, I drew a little PFP for him because Lapras is his favorite. Thank you. Yeah. I'm turning mumble years old. But yeah, this year I might actually get to stream on my birthday. It's on a Sunday. And I haven't decided if I want to do that yet. I'm not sure what I would do. But yeah, so one of my friends, Jick Nonsense, um, who is also a streamer, does a draw from memory channel point redeem on his channel. And sometimes when those get redeemed, I draw them as well. I can actually show you the one that I did. So he finally got shiny Zygarde the other day. So we did, I actually redeemed this one, shiny Zygarde in complete form. I can actually do the video playback for you guys. It's probably going to be not great. It might be a little chunky on screen. But I posted this to, excuse me, socials yesterday and said, you know, if anybody has another suggestion for something, I'm down for a challenge to try and draw more Pokemon from memory. So on TikTok, somebody said that Lapras was their favorite. So I'm gonna do that to reply to their comment. And usually they don't take super long. I usually take as long as Jick does when he's doing them. This one I went a little bit longer. But I can do that. So that's the other thing on my to-do list I need to get done. So this one. Okay. So I have drawn Lapras not recently, but at some point in, oh, I'm still on the sign pen, that's fine. But it's basically like Nessie a bit. Nessie shape. Except it has cute little swirly ears like that. And it has a little horn like this. Do I remember what its mouth looks like? I know it has like this kind of eye, I think. And then it has flippers. And once I finish this, I'll show you the other Lapras that I've drawn before. So he's got little flippers here. I don't think he has a tail, but he does have a shell. It goes kind of like that. And then it has little nubbins sticking out of it. How many little nubbins, I could not tell you. I don't think I counted when I did the other art for Lapras either. But there's like a few of them like that. I've actually drawn Lapras twice now that I think about it, kind of. Trying to remember the mouth. And I feel like it kind of had like a jaw that went like kind of like this. And then like had a little bit of an overhang here like that. Vaguely horse-like. And then it had a little nostril. It's like that. Does it have a tail? There's a question. Does he have a little tail? Does he have a little tail? I think I'm gonna give it a little tail even if it doesn't, because it looks cute. I do think I need to pencil these out a little bit better before I move on. I try not to, well, when Jick does them, he tries not to take like more than a half hour at them. But he's also not an artist, and I say that with the greatest amount of love in my heart. He just, I think I made that too flat on top, kind of more like that. Because the Dynamax one has more of like a pointy horn that has like a wraparound unicorn horn kind of vibe to it. But usually, I take as long as Jick does, but since he's not an artist, he has a, I guess the right way to say this is like less basic shapes in his repertoire. So like I've drawn these lines before. I know vaguely how I'm trying to do it. Like that. I think I want to turn the shell edge a little bit more here so that it makes it more round. I think that's recognizably Lapras. I'm not sure what I'm missing. I may not have the eye completely correct, but I think that's pretty recognizable. Okay, I want to switch to my pencil and switch to a dark color for the line art. Is the ear the smart place to start? Not really. That's too many swirls. It's not a full-on cinnamon bun. It's like that a bit. Like that. That's a little bit too far out. More like that. Okay. I don't think it has a tail, but I want to give it one anyway. I think it's cute. Okay, shell edge. Let's say I'm kind of making it like a Koopa shell. Does it have an edge to the shell? I think that it does, but maybe I just have Nintendo brain about it. Because they add edges onto like all of their shells. Okay, I'm gonna do a curl there, and then I'm gonna do another layer for the nubbins because that's just gonna be easier. If anybody else has a Pokemon they want me to do, I'll do it. Just let me know. Some of them I'm really not as familiar with. Because I do a lot of Pokemon art. But I also often do not remember the names of things. So like, what's that thing called? Meditite. I always call it Meringue Head. Because he looks like he has a little meringue on his head. Okay, Lapras. I'll color it as best as I can remember how, which I think is pretty good because it's just like a pale blue. The shiny is like lavender. I think more like around there. Use medium hard airbrush. And the shell has, or at least the way I did it, I remember had kind of a yellow tint to it. An eggshell color, if you will. Swiss coffee. Something like that. Mudsdale, that's a good one. Gen 7 is my favorite, which is when Mudsdale was introduced. So I will do Mudsdale after this. That's a good suggestion. Because I remember he has little, like, ponytails. Not exactly ponytails, they're more like braids, I guess, for his mane. It's so funny. I was looking at the stream dashboard before I started up today just because I like poking around the analytics and stuff. And they have little suggestions. So like, oh, this person who chats streams too, you should hang out in their chat. And I'm like, I definitely already do hang out in those people you're suggesting. It's all good. But the end is like your viewers tend to watch these kind of things in this category, and 100% of my viewers also watch Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I thought was pretty funny. Oh, I don't want to do the... What am I doing? Wrong. I don't want to fill in the shell blue. That's silly. There. Okay. I also don't really want to fill in the eye, but I can just erase that. A couple of white spots. Ooh, too big. What? Oh, that's why. I probably should change my title because I'm doing this, but I also just don't care enough to bother, if I'm being honest. Okay, a couple spots where it's more pigment. Okay, new layer. Let's do a shell color, which I think will be kind of around there. Shrimp check, thank you. You're right, I did need to unshrimp. Okay, let's do a fast and sloppy shading job. I don't know if I still have the other Lapras that I did in my gallery on here. But I did, my brother does VGC, so Pokemon battles, a lot of the time. He did like a couple leagues and he helped with a background team for somebody who was doing it semi-professionally and stuff like that. So he would often hire me to draw logos for his VGC teams. And one of them I made like a Lapras Viking ship, kind of. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I could never. It involves like way too much math and thinking, but he's so smart about it. And it's fun to listen to him talk about it too. Just because it's fun to hear things that you wouldn't think about otherwise. But yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it was, am I gonna remember the name of the team? It was something Berserkers. So there's like a little Berserker, because Berserker is like a Viking Pokemon, right? This little Viking kitty. So I did like the flag has a berserker on it, and then the ship itself is Lapras shaped, and there's shields on the side that were different, like symbolic representations of the different Pokemon that they were using on the team. I was pretty proud of that. The textures on that piece were really fun. I just enjoy drawing Pokemon. I just like a little creature, you know? This isn't going to stay this dark, just for the record. I'm going to lighten it up, but it's easier to just leave it on 100 opacity at the start and then work on it from there. Okay, let's lighten that up a bit. I'm probably going to do a Gaussian blur on it just because I'm too lazy to blend it properly. Yeah, like that. Then let's do an overlay for highlights, and then I will be done. I almost forget which order those are in. There we go. Okay. Ta-da! A little Lapras. I should sign it. I should sign it and put... I guess when I do it on TikTok, it'll actually show me who made that comment on the thing. I remember it being a... Yeah, Big Bad Brownie Badger. Alright. I remembered it being like an interesting username was what I was trying to say. Yeah, it's just a little guy. Man, I moved and just realized how hot it actually is in this room. It's been so sunny here. They spell brownie with an IE or a Y? With a Y. Did I leave enough room for Badger? We're gonna find out. Right. Now let's see if I can find the other ones to show you. I have so much stuff in here. It will have been a while ago. Before that, here's... Oh, this is a Mega Lapras from memory, or the Dynamax Lapras from memory. I forgot that I did that one. Here's the little cozy one I did for iPod Lapras. It's a shiny one. Then, do I still have that logo on here somewhere? Can you tell I do a lot of art projects? Here it is. This guy. I really like the textures on this one. The Cozy Lapras is so cute. Let's see, do I remember what the Pokemon on the shields are? The left one is Runerigus. The middle one was Chandelure. And then the last one was, what's that scorpion guy? Is Drapion the grown-up one? I think so, Drapion. So yeah. Okay, now Mudsdale. That's the next task. Back up to the top, thank you. Okay. So, it's a horse, and that is every artist's nemesis, so this is going to be not my best drawing in the world. But he's like a big horse. I'm going to end up making the wrong kind of face, I can tell already. I know his legs look like he has like those little foam rubber grippies on it for pencils. I remember that. He's got like little leg warmers because he's supposed to be like a draft horse. Oh, good for you. Yeah, I was a horse girl for a while, but I was never that much of a horse girl, if you know my drift. I went to like horse riding camp for a while. But horses just like don't make a lot of sense. Like their bodies don't, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. But like they're just standing on their tiptoes, like one little finger bone. All the time, forever. Okay. I feel like maybe there's more hair before the hoof, perhaps. Also, that's like the worst hoof shape I've maybe ever made in my entire life, but that's fine. It's like, how does one hoof? Because like you have like the forelock and they go kind of like, would you work please? Thank you. Because they go kind of like that, right? So I think maybe just because I'm not drawing the lock there, that's why it looks weird. Also, it's a Pokemon, so it doesn't actually have to look properly like the actual animal it's based off of. Although usually they do pretty well. I think I've also made the legs too thick, and that's part of the problem. It's like a horse leg. How does one horse leg? Kind of like that, vaguely? Maybe? Yeah. Like no place else would you get a like sentient pile of cream. I think that's a little better, maybe. But yeah, even though I like went to riding camp and stuff when I was a teenager, I was definitely never a draw horse kind of person. Okay. I can remember the movement it does in DAs when it does like a kick move, but I don't think it has any like, or I can't remember it having anything special with its tail. It might have like a little thing like its mane does. Let's see. horse ears. Little, looks more like a donkey in the face. I guess I did spend more time around donkeys than I did horses as a kid. But like, it has those like kind of, not quite braids, but that like 90s popular girl hairdo. I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, other than the face, obviously. It also looks kind of angry, like it's always mad at you. Those eyes are not in the right spot. This is one that I haven't drawn before, if you couldn't tell. It looks so dastardly right now. Oh, I'm still connected, right? Yes, I am. Let's see. Does it have a color split on his tail? Is that what I'm thinking of? So like there's orange at the bottom and then black, maybe? I feel like there's something else going on here. Like a mohawk? Does he have a mohawk? He has like the weirdest mullet of all time, maybe? I think. I am horsing around now. I finished the food paint challenge, and I had a request for a Pokemon from memory on my TikTok, so I did that. That was Lapras, and then Astro Kitty mentioned that Mudsdale was their favorite. So I'm trying to draw Mudsdale from memory, and so that involves drawing not only a horse from memory, but a horse with weird hair from memory. So that's going about as well as you would expect, I think. I do think that my body shape for the horses is not that bad, all things considered, but the legs are something. I think maybe I made them look too skinny. I don't know. I don't know. Horses don't make sense. Okay, I remember the color palette pretty well for this one, I think. So it's like, considering when's the last time I tried to draw a horse? Now there's a thought. Geez. I cannot remember the last time I tried to draw a horse. It's got like a lot of orange to it. And some wormy brown. Like kind of those colors, but I think there's some black too. Maybe I've made that color too yellow, actually, because it's more maybe there. Maybe I'm conflating dark brown and black in my head. I feel like the hair isn't quite right either, like the mane. We're gonna move forward and see where we get. Pencil, please. Okay. So here's a horse. Damn, that's a pretty fucked up horse, you might say. Correct. I used to draw horses in middle school that just looked like complete and utter asshats because I did it super cartoony with a super strong jaw like that. I could absolutely not do it any other way. I don't know how. I think maybe his little mohawk thing. Oh, maybe the mohawk goes all the way down, and that's what I'm thinking of. So like that. And then it also has little locks going on. Maybe. Maybe. And I do also think that he had like, I don't know what the right word for that is, but like a split face color? Maybe? And like these. I feel like I've made too many of them, maybe. Yeah, that's the crazy part, honestly. Is like you can probably understand what this Pokemon is if you look at it from where I'm at right now. Does that mean it's accurate? Probably not. But that's okay. Pokemon isn't accurate either. Ugh. I do feel like his back legs look like super squat, and I don't know how I managed to do that. Okay, leg warmers. I kind of do like this, I think. Ooh, I may be thinking of Zarude, actually. Because he also has those little pencil grip leg warmer thing. Maybe I'm conflating those two, I don't know. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get. This is not the best drawing I've made in my life, but that's okay. Now I need to remember where all the colors go. I think it's like the lighter brown here. Have I? Oh, I'm so pleased. I helped Chick with Dynamax Adventures, and Mudsdale is one that shows up in that a fair amount. And I like looking at it because I like its attack animation because it turns around and kicks. And I think that's very amusing. Is the whole body brown? Ooh, I think so. I think it's like my horse anatomy isn't good. I know that much, but it's better than somebody else might do. And remembering, like, I know the colors, but I don't remember where they all go. I love the way his tail flips up when he does the kick, which is why I feel like I'm missing something from the tail. I don't think his hooves are this color, though. Are they the same orange? Because his leg warmers are orange. Is his hair black? Oh, I missed a spot. Oh, duh. Okay. Orange for here. I think I may not shade this one just because it's like way more complicated than the Lapras is. And I don't really feel like it. I don't know, the hooves being orange doesn't feel right, but I also maybe they're black? Maybe? I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave them orange. Like I might shade it another time when I'm feeling a little bit more peppy, but this is also not the best coloring job I've done in my life. So I think the bottom of the tail is orange and then the top is like dark brown or black. I think. Because I feel like it looks like he dunked his tail in like a mud puddle or something. I feel like I remember thinking that at some point in my life. And then I think also for the ends of these, they're orange, I think. I'll drag up a picture of Mudsdale on screen after I'm finished so that we can all look at how I've done together. Does he have a piece of the top of the mohawk that's orange too? I don't know. I think this is maybe the wrong brown, but I think it will get the point across. Anywho. Yeah, this horse kind of looks like, I don't know, he's gonna make some sort of major burn on me, like a high schooler bully would. I've made him cruel. It's not his fault. I just drew him that way. Okay, I'm missing some brown here. Yeah, like the opposite of Jessica Rabbit. He's not a high school bully, he's just drawn that way. Yeah, that coloring doesn't feel quite right. I guess I will fill in his eyeball, too. There. He looks so smug. All right. There we go. It certainly looks like a creature. Let me find a picture of this beast and then share it. If my laptop will handle it. Oh yeah, I drew him too like dancer horsey and not strong like he really is, but that's not too bad. Oh, the hooves have like, here, I need to stop talking about it when you can't see it. Let me Come on, buddy, you can do it. Poor laptop, I know, you're working hard. Yeah, they're cleft hoof, I guess. Like that. I'm gonna add a new one. Oh, that's huge. Ugh, ugh. So I mean, it's not the worst. I definitely. Oh, I'm dragging it around still. Ugh, stay put. The black definitely instead of the dark brown would have made that different. And I guess I just completely forgot to put the inside of the ear. And also, why does he look like he has eye bags? Why is he so tired? What happened to you? A true workhorse. And I did definitely, I was thinking about the leg warmers that Zarude has and not those ones. But I still got on the vaguely right track. And there is orange on the top of the mohawk thing, and that has some sections in it that I didn't think about, which makes sense, but not the worst. There is also orange on the muzzle. I missed that. Although they both, I think mine looks a different kind of angry, like a different flavor. That Mudsdale looks like it's gonna come stomp you right in the face. My Mudsdale is just gonna tell you a one-liner that haunts you for the rest of your life. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself, honestly. It's one that I haven't drawn before, too. It's always a lot easier for me to remember things if I've drawn them before because I remember making the lines, generally speaking, and I remember places that I had difficulty with. But yeah, not the worst thing I've ever made. So there you go. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there because I still have some other things to do around the house. And it's hot in here and I want to turn my fan back on. I can't have it on when I'm streaming because it's just too loud. So let me find somebody who is also streaming. If my computer will ever load. Yeah, I guess it's not really a mohawk, it's just a regular mane. Now that I think about it, but same difference. But I knew that there was something else there. I didn't get it exactly right, but I got close. Okay, let's see who is doing the streaming. Oh, it's okay. This is somebody who I hung out with a lot when I first started hanging out on Twitch, and it's actually his birthday today. So if you want to come hang out with Tin, he is a great person. I haven't been able to be in his stream in like a long time, but he is like one of the nicest people in the world, legitimately. So I think rating him for his birthday will be nice. I didn't know he was going to stream today. If my Twitch will ever load. Yeah. It's still not going to load. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to my ending screen, but we're gonna go raid. If you wanna just drop some hearts and say happy birthday in chat, if you want to do that, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But it is actually his birthday today. And he's a fun person. So yeah, it looks like they're eating dinner. So he's out for his birthday dinner streaming like a nerd, which is one of the many qualities that I adore about him. All right. So thank you everybody for showing up and hanging out and watching me do whatever the heck that was with the tomatoes. I'll be back on Friday and I'll be working more on that Halloween sticker sheet. So I will see you then, and keep your eyes peeled starting the 7th for new originals and new prints hitting my shops. Thanks for stopping by, Aster Kitty. It's good to see you. Okay, we're going to head out. Take care of yourselves.